Lately, work commitments and other business have left me suffering from tiredness, and that in itself has led to much sadness and weariness and, what was the other one? Oh, yeah, forgetfulness. My imagination in all of this was a barren wilderness of bleakness and emptiness, until suddenly from out of the darkness shone a glimmering sign of hopefulness, and my instinctiveness told me that if I was to use willingness and eagerness, I could harness my creativeness to achieve greatness. Hello there all YouTubies and tubettes, Spexxy here, and as you may notice, Spudzy is not his normal self. And there's a very good reason for this, or a very bad reason for this, and that is that my hard drive, which contained a lot of my YouTube files, plus my custom skins, failed on me. And guess who didn't back their files onto cloud storage? That's right, moi, Spexxy did not do that, and therefore I have lost quite a large amount of stuff. Now, it isn't going to prevent me from producing more videos, and it did kind of set me back a little bit. However, all my game files and my workshop builds are still safe because they're saved on the C drive. So I haven't lost any blueprints or any world saves, but I did lose my custom skins, and I will try to get those back or change them and do something a little bit different. Let me know what you'd like to see. So then, you'd see in the intro there was a lot of NES mentioned, and that is because the Nintendo NES or NES was released 30 years ago this year in 1986 into Europe. Now I think you had it in America a couple of years prior to that, but it came to Europe in 1986, and I wanted to do something to celebrate that event. Now this little grey box changed my life, because until this point I had other machines like the Atari VCS or 2600 and the ColecoVision and a little Binatone machine which had like a block that you hit with bats like a Pong thing. But this machine was the one that brought home true arcade gaming to the living room. And I mean, think of the games: Mario Brothers, Ice Climber, Mega Man, Duck Hunt. I could go on. This had so many great games and such good quality, and they played so well. So I wanted to build a replica machine. Now I don't expect this to do much because aside from being a giant Nintendo NES, it doesn't do a great deal. However, I've tried to get it working like the actual one does. Obviously not play games, but physically working like the actual machine. So we have little buttons on the side here. And before I go on, I'll mention the fact that Ireo 2000 came into my world, and together we built this. This is not a solo build. I had help with this, and he did a fantastic job of helping me. He was the guy that did these buttons for me, and when you press this they go in a little bit of a funny angle, but they did on the actual machine, so that's very authentic. Thank you, Ireo, for that. The little light comes on there to show that the machine is on. He helped with building these angled sides as well, and Ireo is a very persistent vanilla builder. He does not like mods. And so many times I kept saying, oh, we could go to mods, I could build this so much better in mods. He was like, no, you can't build it in mods. It's sacrilege, you can't use mods. So I persevered, and I'm glad I did. And thank you, Ireo, for making me do that, because this has come out fantastic. Now, you will notice that the top here is a light grey, and light grey you do not get in Scrap Mechanic. And that is because I used Durf's colour converter, so I could paint the top colour from white to this off-white sort of grey colour. And you do that by going to his website, which I'll put a link to on the description below, and you upload your blueprint file, tell it the colour that you want to replace, tell it the colour you wanted to replace it with, and then process the file, which will produce you a blueprint which you put back into the blueprint folder, and there you go. That's what it does. So that's how I got that slightly off-white colour. Now on the side here we have the RF inputs for the TV, and on the back we have the power DC input. And all these little dints and dents and inlets I tried to reproduce the same as the actual machine. Now the giant cartridge here has got little screw holes on it. We've got a little label on the back. We've got the angled sides like they had, and this like grilled section at the side with little bits to put your thumb on, like a little grip at the top, and a label. And I couldn't do much with the label because of obviously the size of the pixels. However, I think you can guess what game that is without me saying. And so yeah, so here it is. Let's turn it off for a second. And this button here will make the top go up and the cartridge come out. And if you had an NES, you'll notice that it is pretty authentic. So the flap goes up, the cartridge comes up like that, and out it pops. Now, it didn't do it automatically. Originally, you had to press it yourself. You kind of pressed the tray down with your hand. It popped up and then you pulled the cartridge out. But I've made it do automatically. And I can show you how that works on the inside in just a second. So let's open this side door here. And I will do it again. And then we will run inside. You will see how it works. So in here we have this tray on thrusters, and the thrusters push it up, and then on the top there, I don't know if I can show you, yes I can, we have this arm which pushes the cartridge forward and out of the slot. So in here I was going to build like a house, like a little fortress, but I can't do it because there really isn't much room left anymore. I have, however, put a toilet in because if you're gaming, you need your toilet breaks. So there's a little toilet in there. That's about all I've got room for. Let's shut that door down. So, yeah, that is it. That is my giant NES. I just wanted to make a replica of it. I can't get it to do anything else. But I think you'll agree it came out pretty well, considering it is all vanilla parts. Now, thank you, Aereo, for making me do that, because I'm so glad you did, because it's come out really well. And I hope you guys like it. I will put it on the workshop so you can try it out. And the cartridge too. But obviously if you've got a games machine or a console, you can't play anything without a gamepad. So we have this bad boy. This is the giant gamepad. We have the little D-pad over here. We have the start and select buttons and the A and B buttons over here. But you'll also notice there's a saddle. Now when I jump on this saddle, you can see it better from up here. It's a replica pad. And when I press the 1 key, these little wheels pop out, the exhaust pop out the back, the lights start getting on display. We've got the front that goes angled down, so it goes into like a sports car kind of low profile look. And being low profile, this probably will catch a lot of the lumps and bumps in the terrain, but let's go and see how this thing works. So I have front and rear steering, and the reason for that is so I could get it to do these nifty little donuts, which it does quite well. You'll also notice when I steer left and right, let's stop for a second, that I've got blinking indicators that show you which direction I'm steering. That will be the same on the front. There you go. And that is done by using a fantastic little device that was created by Brozzilla. Now, again, Brozzilla came into my world, we were playing around, and he showed me this thing, and at the time I had no use for it, but I certainly have made use for it here. So this is the device he created. We've got inputs and outputs and a little steering mechanism. When you turn, this turns around, and in front of the sensors it makes the lights blink. Now don't ask me exactly how he's got the logic gates and everything set up for this, because I don't fully understand it. However, it is fantastic, and thank you Brozzilla for doing that for me. Well, not for me, but for everybody. I believe it. He is going to put it on the workshop. Check Brozzilla out though, guys. He has a Twitch channel. He does some fantastic scrap mechanic builds. I've played with him a couple of times on live stream as well. He is a fantastic scrap mechanic builder, so check him out. I'm sure he would appreciate the love and support you can give him. Tell him I sent you if you pop in and take a look. And yeah, so there it is. There is my control pad. You'll also notice when I go backwards, oh, it's not actually working. Oh dear. Yes, it is. There you go. When I go backwards, I also have the reverse or lights, or the brake lights that come on. And yeah, so it's a nifty little car that spins around and drives about, and it is, like I say, quite low to the ground, but it's quite a fun little thing to drive. I think it came out looking pretty cool. So again, I'd like to thank Brozzilla and Aereo for the help that they gave me with these builds. Please check their guys out. They are fantastic builders, and they've done some fantastic work helping me here. But for now, this is it. So there's my giant NES and my giant Nintendo NES pad. There will be another Nintendo video that I will bring out, because I have some more things to show you. But in the meantime, if you like this video, then why not spank the hell out of that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe for more retrospects. Until next time, see you soon. Bye for now.